So I don't know why this, of all things, is worth $1 million, but that's why we're out here in the middle of the woods. And there's a frog wizard thing here that's like, what are you doing? But I guess the artifact we're looking for is under this vault here. So we have to do a ritual. And the first step to doing that is awakening this altar, I suppose, so we can get an upgrade tree. And we get the lumber to do that by pounding on the stump here until we get enough pieces of wood. And this guy's just yapping the whole time. But we go ahead and do that, and now we have the upgrade tree. He's like, okay, you actually aren't bad. So we take our first steps into wizardry. We should probably upgrade our resource collection first so the clicks can be stronger. Need a few more pieces of wood for that, because it does take quite a bit to get the wood right now, but that's an easy fix. And then we can have more hand storage by getting 5 pieces of wood. I have no idea if this is actually any faster, but at least instead of 5 items, we can now hold up to 10, which is good because the next thing here needs 7 lumber. So I don't know how much wood this is, but we can hold, oh, that's 9. There we go, 10. Once we bring this down to the altar, we can get some blueprints. So now we can buy some blueprints from the wizard here, like a water well. But of course, he needs some lumber for that too. Almost as if that's the only resource we have right now. But there's 5 pieces of wood, and now we can place down the well. This seems like a cozy little spot right here for it. Any guesses on what we need to build it?
Mayonnaise.
Dump that in there, and there's the well. Keep revisiting my store for greater blueprints. Okay, fine. A chest for 10? Sure. And of course, spastic clicks are way faster than holding down the button. But there's 10 pieces of wood, now we can build a chest somewhere. Why don't we build it next to the altar? So now we can actually store materials. Hopefully it's not 1 resource per chest, but we can also get some auto-clicking by getting 5 pieces of lumber there for the beaver. So now we do that, and we have a level 1 beaver unlocked. So does that mean it auto-clicks? Or maybe that's just from holding down the button. I think that's what it is. It does seem a little bit faster. And now that we have the well, we can get water from it. We can get aqua. But of course, let's just make that a little bit better by getting a bigger bucket with more water. Easy. Now, are these things 1 resource per chest? It looks like they are. But now that we have that, we can learn to click rocks out of the mining stone with more water. And the water certainly is coming up a lot faster. So there we go. Said it was southwest. There's this little thing here. Oh, there's a rock. So now we can get rocks. And we can actually hold multiple things in the hand. Good. We'll mine up as many as we can carry and then bring that back. So now we can get more hand storage. Up to 15 items. So why don't we see what else there is around here? There's a dirt patch down here. There's a lot of these little brazier things. I feel like we gotta put something in there. Whoa, hey, it's a slime. I thought this was water. So we need something to fight you, it seems like. And this is wanting ash. But what else can we even get with this? I guess we can just keep buying upgrades, but there is also more blueprints that we should probably look into, like a bonfire. Just get enough rocks for that. There you go. He's just hanging out and his beard is draped over the window. That's so weird. What kind of Rapunzel situation is this? But there's the bonfire. Let's get you placed right around here. And can we move the well? I would like to move the well. I guess we can demolish the well and get all that wood back. So that's good news. Bring it right over here so I don't have to go as far. Some stone goes to the upgrade. Some rock goes to the bonfire, and we should probably get another chest going. Now we have a second chest to store all the stone. And let's quickly get the optimal chop because we're still needing a lot of wood, so let's just make this easier. Bring back a big old chunk of wood and then take out enough to build a bonfire. And now we can command flame, which just means, you know, turning wood into ash. Just put the fuel in right there. 3 out of 2. Not really sure what that means. Oh, I see what's going on here. We have the fuel here that's being used, and this is the resources we're converting. We're gonna need a lot of wood for that then. Let's just dump everything in there, grab the little bit of ash that we have, and now we can start to begin challenging the Cursed Turnips Temple. Each time we complete it, gates open and unlock a new region. That sounds like a good time. So to do the first one, we need 10 bits of ash, which I think we're on pace to getting. And there's also upgrades that require ash, but there is also this one for sprinting, which just takes water. That's easy enough. And now we can move a little faster by sprinting, which just means moving the camera around better. But there's 10 ash. Just dump that in there. The beacon is lit. And then, what next? Did anything else happen? I guess right now we need ignis for the next step, which is another thing we can do in the bonfire, which takes some ash and sap. We don't really have that, but we can do sap here by putting in wood and water. Now's the part where I wish the auto-click was just getting wood passively instead of holding down the button. But there's one bit of sap there, so we discover the item and get more recipe goodies happening, like clipping pesky bushes that grow in the meadow. So like these little things. So that's gonna be 7 more sap there, make sure we're fueling this thing. And there's 5 rocks for that. We're definitely gonna need more. And we're gonna need a lot more wood. But this is all the sap that we need for the snippers. So we can clip the bushes. And we got leaves out of it. Oh, I was wondering if bushes came back, and it looks like they do. And there's a lot more recipes opening up, wow. So this might be all the sap that we need for all the ignis that we need. Probably not, but we also need a bunch of ash and probably more boxes, because this is looking like a lot of stuff that's just gonna be left out in the open. And we should probably make sure to always have a recipe going, so there could be 3 more sap going there to have better auto clicks, and we can do it again with 5 leaves. Perfect, easy. So now the auto clicks are almost as fast as I can manually click. That is way better. So I think that lets us comfortably get more chopping block upgrades, which we might as well do early so it's a little bit faster going through this. And we can work on the pickaxe upgrade as well, because this still takes a while. Oh, but that does unlock a new upgrade up here for auto-clicking. And it's just yearning. The children yearn for the mines. Also, is there any blueprints that we can get right now? Not before we get to a new area, it looks like. So let's see, do we have enough things to make this? So it's 2 ash and then 1 sap, so we need 20 ash for this, which means 40 pieces of lumber. Or I guess 38, because there's 1 ash right there. This thing is also currently full, so the crafting stations probably have the same capacity as the hands do. So we'll just have to make sure that everything stays topped up, and also making sure that we have full chests of other things, because now we have enough ash. Now we just need to make sap, although it's probably worth also getting the storage upgrade too. So that's a very easy deposit of 10 wood there. And then we honestly only need a few pieces of sap to get that storage upgrade. So now the crafting things can hold more. How much more? They can hold 20. I like that a lot better. And I don't quite remember how much sap we needed, but I feel like it was a lot. Kind of like the ash here. And in the meantime, there is this upgrade here for clay prospecting. A lot of upgrades are demanding that now, so why don't we go ahead and quickly do that. It does bite into our ash budget a little bit, but we can make that back. Now we can get clay wherever the fields are. Is that what this dirt spot was down here? Oh, it is. And it just passively does it. Makes my job kind of easier, but that's also pretty slow. And these upgrades demand a lot of it. But I definitely want the clay fields to have more capacity. And now that's 20 sap, which I think is enough for the ignis. Yes, it is. And we only need 10 ignis. I don't know why I thought we needed 40 ash. Mental math is not my strong suit, leave me alone. And we also only need 10 sap here, so I was thinking way big numbers. Although there is an upgrade here that does demand ignis somewhere. Ooh, bonfire's crafting faster? That's a much easier upgrade to use the clay for. And there's enough of it. Just do that really quick. All this can be shoved back in there, I guess. And there we have an ignis. Time is a bitter enemy. Yeah, that's true, we can craft more than 1 bonfire, because wow, these ignises take a long time to make. So it's a good thing that we collected so much lumber and a nice amount of rock and some stone. But we also deposited everything into this one, so we'd have to refund that a little bit. But we can start to put some ignis into the thing here. So we can put some in there, and then the rest back in this one. Should make it a little easier. And by that I mean it's a little bit faster. Even after the bonfire upgrade that we just got, it takes a while. But while we're waiting on those, we can get some more clay for those upgrades that we're wanting. Like more reserves on the clay, there we go. And then yeah, we definitely need more hands, but there's also the beaver upgrade here for more clay. I don't know if we need that quite yet, but ooh, more clay generation speed. I do like that, but let's get more hands first. And now we have the rest of the ignis that we need to light the second thing here. Beautiful, but now we need slime. So I guess we're gonna be paying a visit to this guy pretty soon. Ooh, and we can start to unlock the recipe for a brewing well now that we have access to clay, which the fields can definitely generate a lot more now, so that's good news. So now we have the brewing well recipe, which is right here. So how do you work? Slap you down right there, and then we need to build it, obviously. Thankfully now the clay field gives us just the amount that we need. So now we can make it, which makes Terra. So a little bit of clay and like that. Thankfully we don't need to fuel this thing. And we should probably also keep the second bonfire going just so we can have a large reserve of ash. But there's a Terra. There was something in here that wanted that. The swordsman, so that's where we slay slimes. The sword slays slimes. Say that 10 times fast. So we need the clay for that, but we also, I really want it for the hand size. So let's just put some things in there. How many of these do we need for this? 5. And we also need 5 more ignis. So it's a good thing that we're making a whole bunch of ash. And then we also need a whole bunch of sap going as well. Speaking of well, and now that's the hand upgraded. So we can hold up to 20 things now. So now it matches what our crafting stations can do. And the best part is we just need to deposit the slimes in there. We don't need to use a slime to craft anything. Although it does remind me there is a rest. Whoa, okay, he just unveiled a whole lot of things that we can look forward to. But there's also a slime patch, spawns pet slimes, which also needs earth solvent. Don't know what that's about, but there is enough Terra for the sword. Now we just need to make a bunch of ignis, which I think we can do right now. And I would also like a chest for the clay. And just like that, we have the sword. So, slime up here, hope you enjoyed your puddle, cause you're getting eviscerated. And just like that, we get 1 slime. Oh, there's another one. Really glad we only need 5 of these things. A little bit of spawn camping never hurt anyone. And just like that, there's 5. So let's just dump this into the brazier up here, which that is the 3rd one. And that just lit up one of the things on that vault. And it doesn't even line up with the one that actually ignited here, but at least we can see into this next area. And that is the end of the demo with the foggy grotto ahead of us here. And Navi, apparently. So I hope you guys enjoyed this demo of Forage Wizard. Really curious to see what else is out there, especially in that fog grotto, whatever it is. So if you guys want to see the game when it fully releases, then be sure to let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and sub to Intern.